Tryna say I'm only enemy. Got a code with my dogs, can't get in between. I can give them life, no more energy. Amen. Amen.
I'm back home. You guys see this? Full setup. We're back. JJ, same place as always. But
The usual.
got to be feeling good. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's sunny over here, clear skies. Hoping we get a good game out of that. I don't know how it correlates, but we gonna make it correlate.
Game's close to you this time, isn't it?
It is.
Get some people rolling in here soon. We'll kill some time before we do that. It feels good to be back. I needed to be back.
It's 2 weeks in a row now.
I know, but I was at my parents' house the week before.
Yeah.
It wasn't the same, but like it feels different when you got the vibe behind you. Hey, how we doing in the chat? What's up? Let me see. I can send this to the Discord too. I feel a lot better about this primetime game than I did the Monday Night Football ones. Not that the reads are like that much stronger, but it's like just feels like real football.
Yeah.
Somebody said no more X live streams for the primetime previews that me and JJ do. That'll just be on YouTube and Twitch only. So we're trying to grow those. Hopefully, make it a part of everybody's routine and get in here, get active in the chat. So it's obviously the first time we do it. It makes it a little bit more annoying, but long term the idea is that long term it ends up working out in everybody's favor.
Yeah, because originally it was just YouTube videos, but now we're doing streams this year.
Parlay, we can get you into the StreamYard if you want. What do you mean you hate us?
It's crazy word.
Back that much? Just say the word and we'll get you the link. No, but yeah, we can start getting into. I don't know how to get on it here. I'll send you the StreamYard link on Twitter. But we can start getting into this game a little bit. JJ, what's the first things you're seeing when you look at this slate?
I think the first thing it's got to be health. The 49ers are hurt. I mean, it's no surprise they're hurt every year, but somehow Christian McCaffrey is still standing.
Yeah, how is he the only one that's still healthy?
I don't know. He must got some devil magic as well. That's the only possible way.
X is over capacity. What does that mean? All right, I'll figure this out, prop plug. But I mean, I thought between Brock Purdy, Ricky Pearsall, and Jennings, I was like, all right, probably two of them are playing. One if it's bad. I did not expect it to just be all three of them out in a divisional game. Like, it doesn't get much more important than this.
And somehow it's still probably going to be close because it's a divisional game.
Yeah, probably.
These two coaches know each other very well.
Yeah, it's like it's an 8.5 point spread last I checked. Let me pull it up again. Something ridiculous.
Yeah, it's either 7.5 or 8.5, I believe.
Oh no, hold on. That's Kalshi. That doesn't count. 8.5 point spread on most books. So it's rough. But like you said, divisional game, short week. They've seen each other enough. It's not like Mac Jones is like the Bengals quarterback Browning. Like he can hold his own. We've seen it enough.
Their offensive line isn't nearly as bad either. They haven't been that good. They've been
sure?
Yeah.
They've been bad this season. At least let me clarify. In the run, they've been really bad.
Yeah.
But the past game, I guess they've been fine.
Yeah, we talking about overall, like, I don't know. I think Cincy's like historically bad the way it's looking.
Bro, did you see what their offensive lineman said? I can't remember which one it was, but a story came out in The Athletic where one of the linemen was saying, oh, it's harder to play offensive lineman for the Bengals than people think because they throw so much and they get so tired and they scramble and it makes the offensive line look bad. I'm like, dude, you guys were giving up just in the run this season negative yards before contact. That's not a running back stat. That is an offensive line stat. Yeah. That was hilarious to me. You got prop plug in between the studio. You got to turn your camera on or we're not letting you. That's the new rule with Twitch. But yeah, back to the 49ers. Their offensive line has been really bad at blocking the run. And on top of that, with Mac Jones, in the two games with Mac Jones, their pass rate over expected has actually been really high. I think it was plus 9%, plus 10% in both the two games. So again, Mac Jones is starting again instead of Brock Purdy. So I'm expecting a lot more 49ers passing, especially with the potential losing game script. And then, like you said, that combined with all the injuries, I don't want to say you're throwing darts with the 49ers offense because that's a bit aggressive, but it's not going to be like, oh, this guy averages this much when against this team or when this guy's the quarterback. It's pretty new territory. It's a lot more of just knowing the roles of each player coming in and how that might match up with the Rams defense. So from that group, at least, where are you expecting the volume to go? Because I think that's been probably the most discussed thing across social media and analysts is how is that work going to be distributed across the Niners offense?
Yeah, so you got to look at their starting receivers. So their whole starting receiver core is missing. So you're going to have Sky Moore probably in the slot, Demarcus Robinson, probably the flanker, and then Kendrick Bourne as the X, I would assume, right?
Yeah, I think for me, it's just Demarcus Robinson's the deep guy. Kendrick Bourne's working underneath. Wherever they line up doesn't really matter to me at that point.
Yeah. Kendrick Bourne, he seems to be having a lot of more like underneath type of routes. His ADOT's pretty low. I think it was around like 6 or 7 yards. They're excited to have Demarcus Robinson back from suspension.
Because he used to kill the Niners when he was on the Rams, which, by the way, revenge game. But
and Shanahan was talking about that too.
Yeah.
He got tired of him, so now he got him.
Bro, he's bigger than I realized, by the way. Like, I was watching film on him last night. Like, I knew he had burners, and, like, I didn't think he was small by any means. Bro, he's big. So,
yeah.
When I was watching the film, it's all downfield. Like, it's not any catch and run. There's no, like, slants or anything. It was really just he was either a go route or like a deep post. Those are really all that was. What I thought was really interesting with the deep post was when you look, I don't know what the number is if you just look up too high rate for the Rams. But if you looked at a lot of Kendrick Bourne's stuff, it was one of two things was happening. Because like I said, he was really only running two routes. He was either running a go route, most of it was against too high, where he was stretching in between the two safeties and both of them had to go with him and it left a cross underneath, or he was just cutting in front of the two safeties and the middle of the field's open. So he's just wide open for a 15, 20-yard gain. So I like the role that Demarcus Robinson has if the Rams are going to do that because the Rams have been, I think, deep middle of the field. They have the worst DVOA in the NFL, if I was remembering correctly.
Yeah, just deep in general, still bad. Like they were bad last year against deep balls, and that just hasn't changed. And I looked at their too high rate; it was 10th lowest in the league so far.
Okay, so then that might open up the go routes instead. But either way, the deep ball opportunity will be there. Appreciate you, prop plug. Appreciate you. What was that? But yeah, it makes me. I'm kind of. This Niners offense is going to be very boomer bust outside of Christian McCaffrey. And if that's the case, I want the boomer bust player to bet on. Kendrick Bourne has been very popular. Shanahan seems to really like him. I just think a lot of the Kendrick Bourne hype that everybody is feeding into from the first 3 weeks of like, oh, we're getting him going. He's learning it more and more. All that stuff was kind of happening while Demarcus Robinson was suspended. So I don't think I'm ready to say that Kendrick Bourne is the wide receiver one of this like makeshift passing offense. I'm kind of curious to see how he gets deployed and used because they both had 50%, 60% route share once Ricky Pearson went down last week. So we'll see what happens there. But I'm a lot more confident, and I feel like I know what Demarcus Robinson's role is a lot more than I know what Kendrick Bourne's is.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd rather just trust the deep ball right now, personally, and then just kind of see what Mac Jones wants to do because he will be seeing a lot of pressure. I think he will get the ball out quickly here, which is going to benefit Christian McCaffrey. But I do think he's going to take a couple of deep shots. And now it begs the question, how accurate is he going to be on those deep balls? Because historically, he has not been the greatest deep ball thrower.
It's funny with him because if you look between like 10 and 20 yards, it's actually not that bad. Like it's better than you would
Yeah.
think. If you look 20 plus, oh, forget about it. It's not. Don't even ask for a completed pass. Don't even look for a catchable pass. It's probably just hope it's not an interception. So that's kind of what you run into with Mac Jones, which that's really the only thing I'm worried about with Demarcus Robinson. If it was any other quarterback, I would be significantly more confident. Yeah, Demarcus is definitely the wide receiver one. No, no offense to Bourne. Demarcus is just better, and Kyle was glad we got him back last week. It seems
Yeah.
like they're like with the way they were using him, they're like, oh, like we can finally add this to the offense. Like when Ricky was doing it, there was a lot more nuance to his routes. Like there was comeback routes, there was out routes. With Demarcus, it's exactly what you're getting out of him, and it's just a matter of how the defense wants to play it. So we'll see what happens there. What was the last thing that I wanted to touch on in that offense? The tight ends seem to be a big topic of discussion as well. The Rams have never been good against tight ends. The issue is realistically it could be three guys. Like I think a lot of people think it's Jake Tongs or I think that's the spelling of it. But there's also Luke Farrell. Kyle Hughes check plays, runs like 10 to 15 routes as tight end as well. And then it's just on top of how much, if you're the coach, are you really wanting to get the ball in those guys' hands over everybody else? It's not like they're George Kittle. So I'm kind of hesitant to trust the role of the tight ends in this one, even if the matchup is good.
Yeah. It's like the only way I would do it is if maybe a sprinkle, but you haven't really heard much coach speak about what they're going to do with those guys this week. So for me, it'd be like a stay away.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then the run game, CMC, Brian Robinson, we're talking about how bad that offensive line is at run blocking. Does that kind of scare you off of any rushing props in that one, or do you think there's anything to make note of, I should say?
I think it's just one of those. It could kind of go either way as far as the 49ers run game.
If that pass rate over expected stays the way it has been with Mac Jones and the offensive line is going to be that bad, it's kind of ugly. I don't really want to be playing it. The Rams are the sheet you sent me, 4.2 yards per carry against zone. Nothing crazy there either. My favorite spot is Mac pass attempts if the Rams don't just dominate time of possession. Yeah, I don't think the Rams are going to dominate that much time of possession. Do you? I mean, the pass plays I feel like come in chunks.
Yeah.
I don't really think they go like 7 yards, 6 yards, 5 yards, 9 yards. I think it's just going to be like Adams and Puka are going to be like 15-yard gains, and then the run game is going to be like the run game. That one goes without saying.
This offense has been so funneled into just throwing the ball. I don't think they'll be going crazy with time possession.
All right, so I guess that's a good segue for getting into the Rams. We'll talk about their run offense first. I'm on Blake Corum rushing yards. I think you said you are too.
I am.
It's a pretty simple thing for me. I'm not going to lie. I was really scratching my head yesterday trying to find some edge. Like, does this team run a lot of man? Do they run a lot of zone? Do they have a high stuff rate? Like, I really couldn't find anything. And then I realized that the Niners have the lowest stacked box rate in the NFL, meaning they have 6 or less in the box at the highest rate in the NFL. The best running back, it's a small sample size, it's still early, but the best running back in the NFL against light boxes has been Blake Corum. I'm talking EPA per attempt, DVOA, yards per carry, success rate, explosive rush rate, like whatever way you spin it. It's not carried by any like single big plays. It's not carried by the offensive line because Kyren Williams has been pretty damn average against light boxes. And that stands true for last year as well. So it seems like there's a pretty clear role into where Corum is most effective for this offense, especially when you consider that Kyren is still the one being used on short distance downs and 2-minute downs and long distance downs. But like any normal play that isn't like within 2 yards or past 10 yards or a 2-minute drill, Corum is just as likely to be in there as Kyren is. McVay said he wanted a 65-35 split. He was saying that both week 2 and 3. And then one of them, Corum got hurt during a punt return and was shaken up. And the other one, he just said Corum's drives happened to be finishing sooner, whether it was incomplete passes or penalties. And it was just like on the Corum drives, they were just finishing before Kyron's. Last week, we saw a 60-40 split on rush attempts. And he seemed pretty proud of that. He's like, that's what we want. So if that's what you want, and it's a short week, and the matchup is perfect for him, I feel like we're going to see a nice Blake Corum day.
I think so, because I mean, the last 2 weeks he's had 8 and 9 carries, and against the light boxes, according to Next Gen Stats, I mean, 8.9 yards per carry, plus 41 yards rushing over expectation, and 67% success rate. So if he gets 8 or 9 carries, I think he should probably get 40, 50 plus yards here, in my opinion.
I love it. I mean, his lines, like I played him at 20 and a half last week. I'm checking and it's 27 and a half already this week. And now it's up to 32 and a half.
Yeah. I took it up to 40, 40 plus yards. And I was debating whether I should go up to 50 plus as well, but we'll see. It's early in the week.
I'm trying to see, because one thing I remembered between Corum and Kyron is Corum runs a lot more. Well, like their man gap rate isn't that different, I don't think. But in terms of their zone rush attempts, Kyron runs a lot more inside zone and Corum runs a lot more outside zone. So I'm going to check if the Niners are significantly better or worse against either of those. San Francisco. They're 5th worst in yards per carry against inside zone. Against outside zone, they're 12th worst. So they're bad against both. Nothing really there. Joseph's asking if there's ladder potential. I think, JJ, you just said you're playing the ladder, right?
Yeah, I went up to 40 plus. And yeah, I was debating whether I should go 50 plus or not. But
yeah,
I just stuck with the 40 plus.
No, I love this spot. Going to the passing game, I mean, obviously, Puka's Puka, Devonta Adams. We'll get into those in a second. Can you explain to me the Jordan Whittington hype?
I think from what I've been seeing, people are just looking at the usage, so that's why they're betting it.
What, the 7% targets per out run, that usage?
I think it's just the route share.
It's not going to matter.
But if he's not getting targets, then he's just not getting targets,
Bro, Demarcus Robinson, you should have seen my face at how shocked I was when I realized how consistently he played 90% of routes last season and had consistently 1 or 2 targets. Like, it was not anything substantial. It's just, dude, Sean McVay knows how to get the ball to his guys. If you're not Puka or Devonta Adams, it doesn't, in my mind, it doesn't matter if you're on the field or not. You're probably not getting it unless something stupid happens where Matthew Stafford stumbles on a lineman's foot and scrambles out and there's a scramble drill that nobody expected. It's going to Devonta Adams or Puka Nacua. And it's 11 and a half yards. I'm not going to sit here and say Terry, you just need 1 or 2 plays. But dude, I've seen it so much on my feed, like the Torrey Holton one last week for the Seahawks. That I understood. He's a good player. His route usage was going up. His targets per route run was there. He was getting hyped by the coaches. I don't understand this Jordan Whittington one at all. He's not a rookie, if I'm not mistaken. He was there last year. This isn't a new thing. Tutu Atwell is still there, and I think Tutu Atwell is better than Jordan Whittington. I was truly, when I opened my feed and saw 7 Jordan Whittington posts at the same in one swipe, I was really confused. I'm not gonna lie. Because even with the route tree going up, his targets per route run stayed pretty consistent. It hasn't changed. I'm going to pull it up right here. Let's see. We got Rams. Jordan Whittington. Yeah, so his route shares went up from 31% to 50%, back down to 35% week 3, and then up to 70% in week 4. The issue with that is, how do I remove the percentages? Hold on. Here we go. 0 targets, 2 targets, 2 targets, 1 target. His A dot is 7.6 yards. I'm just no third or fourth down targets. Or I guess 3 of his 5 targets have been play action targets, which we've talked about how the Niners have a light box anyway. So who knows how much that really opens up. I don't know.
Yeah, because like I'm looking at last year's stats, weeks 2 through 5, when he had like 40+% route share, and it's like Cooper Kupp was missing time, Puka was missing time, so like they really didn't have anyone to really throw to that was actually earning targets ahead of him.
Also, they have like 4 tight ends that are probably playable.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Terrence Ferguson is getting 0 run, but like Colby Parkinson, 60%.
He should be able to get some run today because what's his face should be out, right?
Who?
Who is it? Tight end Tyler Higbee. He was doubtful earlier. I'm not sure if it's changed to out yet.
I'm pulling up the injury report. Higbee. This is Tuesday was a DNP, and Colby Parkinson was full participant. But like they still have Colby Parkinson, Terrence Ferguson get in. Davis Allen will probably get more run.
Yep.
Like I'm looking at the numbers of everybody else. Like nobody else got less snaps for Jordan Whittington to get more. I think it looks like they just ran more 3 wide receiver sets. Like Tutu's numbers.
I mean, that is a McVay offense. It's gonna be a lot of 3 receiver sets.
Yeah, but I'm saying like I don't know. The Jordan Whittington stuff is just slightly puzzling to me, but
yeah,
could be wrong. I'm wrong a lot, unfortunately. Just let's hope I'm not wrong about the plays I actually bet on. We can get into Devonta Adams and Puka. Honestly, their lines are or at least Puka's lines are so high. I didn't even look at the matchup stuff. Just because I'm like, dude, he's getting used no matter, probably in every coverage and every game script possible. Is there anything specific that you noticed there, or?
Not really. I didn't even. Once I saw like 95 yards, I was like, "There's no point in looking at it. He's gonna get the ball regardless. If you just want to blindly bet it, I mean, that's fine by me, honestly. He's just been that good. But as far as like an actual edge, I didn't really see much. It's just he's fucking Puka Nacua. He's been balling out.
Juiced under 8.5 receptions, over 7.5 receptions. It's probably where I'd put it. I don't see anything different there. Devonta Adams, I will say, Devonta Adams at 4.5 receptions is slightly enticing to me. Not enough for me to bet my own money on it, but it was one that I was kind of expecting 5.5 juiced under. So to see it at 4.5 where it is, I was a bit surprised. Let me look at what some of his numbers have been. Maybe a lot of his targets just aren't catchable. Oh yeah, Jesus. Of his 8.5 targets per game, only 5.3 have been deemed catchable targets according to Fantasy Life. 42 routes last week when they were talking about being worried about his injury. The air yards are fucking ridiculous for him, though. A dot has been 9 yards, 13 yards, 16.3, and 12.3. I do really like his role in this offense. It feels a lot less go or die. It feels like he's like, okay, we're gonna. If Puka, it's basically felt like if Puka's not open, that means Devonta is open.
Yeah.
Do you guys like the under 44.5 points in the game? I mean, divisional primetime game, I feel like it's hard not to. I've been posting ladder challenges to Twitter to TikTok and Instagram, which I basically just been taking my favorite 2 plays and posting them because those always get more engagement on there anyways. But Blake Corum was bumped up 6 yards from what I got. So I just took the under 47.5 alt line on there just because I feel like it's pretty simple logic. There's already a system for primetime unders. When you add divisional games, it makes it worse or better, I guess, better system for the under. And on top of that, I'm not expecting much from the Niners offense, but these coaches have seen each other enough that I'm still expecting the Rams offense to look ugly enough to keep the under at a modest spot. I think Tongs is sneaky. He runs out of the slot too. I just don't know how much of a priority he's going to be. If he was at like a 19.5 line, I think I'd be willing to lean into it a little bit more, but he's at what, 28.5 now, if I'm remembering correctly. 29.5. Yeah, the books are already on top of it. Find me something on Juszczyk. You want me to find you a line or just some sort of data to support Juszczyk being a play? Because I can give you data on Juszczyk, but I'm not trying to tell you something you don't already know. All right, data. Well, let me pull it up here. I like his 1.5 reception. Would you rather have his 1.5 receptions or his 9.5 receiving yards, JJ?
He is a yak guy.
I
might lean the yards, but I mean, if he gets stopped short with 7 yards, he's probably gonna get another reception. So I mean,
I think I'm there too.
But I think there's more potential in him getting like a 10-yard catch.
I'm looking at his logs so far this year. Again, Kittle went down pretty early in week 1. So Kyle Juszczyk's routes in each game, 15 routes in week 1. 4 in week 2. He got a concussion early in the game. I know because I bet on his 6.5 receiving yards and he got hurt early. God, with the balloons. 11 routes week 3, 11 routes week 4. So you're kind of you're probably looking for what, 20% targets per out run if you want to feel good about that bet. If we go into 2024, just because there's a bigger sample size, he had 12% targets per out run there. Can I see if I see games with 12 plus routes? So let's do 11 plus. He had 2 targets in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of it looks like 12. So it's kind of iffy. It's just one of those things. Did George Kittle miss any time last year? No, he didn't. Week 3. That looks like it. I think you have to go to 2023. I think that's what I remember looking at with Kyle Juszczyk. What weeks did George Kittle miss in week 3? Or in 2023? Nothing there either. What was I looking at earlier this season? I don't know. I like it though. I remember seeing something about a 49ers beat reporter talking about Juszczyk playing tight end when George Kittle's not there, and he'll get you 10 to 15 routes. So I'm with it personally. What about MVS? I've seen his longest reception on Prize Picks was 1.5. What? Longest reception is 1.5 yards? Yeah. So you're basically just asking for a reception at that point. That's the same line as his reception. You said Sky Moore is a wide receiver or the slot receiver right now?
That's what it's projecting to be.
Does MVS even really get on the field then?
That's another question.
I don't think he does. Why would you need him to? They're more likely to. I feel like at this point they're more likely to run a 2 wide receiver set than a 4 wide receiver set.
Yeah. Let me see something.
I'm checking the route share for last game to see. Russell Gage is in the mix. Well, no, he might be hurt actually. Oh, MVS didn't get a single route last week. I'm not touching that. Sky Moore got 4 routes. Demarcus Robinson got 13. Kendrick Bourne got 29. Yeah, that's tough. Puka 0.5 rush attempts has been easy, but it's hard to find anymore. He has a rushing yards line. I don't know if that interests you. Yeah, 2.5 rushing yards is minus 120. I actually was eyeing that earlier. He's minus 180 for a rush attempt, JJ. Do we take his 2.5 rushing yards?
I don't know.
Puka at least one rush attempt log. Okay. The fall off of stat muse needs to be studied, man.
Yes, it does.
All right. In Puka Nakua's career, when he gets at least one rush attempt, he's over 2.5 rush yards in every game except for one. And that was, what, week 1 of the season? Yeah. We might have to play it. I don't hate that at all, Alex. We can call that a stream exclusive. I like that one. Oh, damn. All right. No Kittle, no Debo. No bona fide wide receiver to spread the field. I like a lot of fullback sets. Got to be Juszczyk, least community player of the night. I actually do like Juszczyk.
Yeah, for the simple fact they run so much 21 personnel. I think let me check. Just over a quarter of their plays are going to be 21 personnel so far this season. So Juszczyk is going to be on the field a lot.
So a little Juszczyk Puka stream parlay. Is that how we're feeling?
I think so. How do people feeling about it?
I mean, they're the ones who recommended it, so I hope good. Which Ram do you like for a sack? Let's see what their odds are looking like. NFL. Where's defensive props? I don't look into defensive props as much as I should. Can't even lie to you guys. Jared Verse plus 114. That's surprising. They're all plus money for the Rams.
Yeah. Byron Young doesn't look too bad.
I know. I feel like that could be bait though. Is Jared Verse just the one that's gonna sneak in?
Could be.
He was talking big about Trent Williams. Somebody asked him about the match. He was like, I'm not afraid of anybody. I feel like he's got to back it up now. Give me Jared Verse at plus 114 on DK. He might be better somewhere else. I'm just looking at DK's screen right now. What else do we have to cover before we start getting into the stream parlay?
I think that's pretty much it.
I think that's it. All right.
Covered every position.
Let's do it then. JJ, who's winning? We'll do the spread since it's a fucking 8.5 point spread.
Yeah, because I mean, I like the Rams to win, but yeah, that's what I was saying. Do you think the 49ers cover the spread?
I kind of do.
I do.
Like anybody's good at keeping games ugly, it's Shanahan.
Yeah. All their games have been pretty close this season so far, too.
I mean, it's just I don't know why people shit on Shanahan when he's very clearly knows how to do a lot with a little. Yeah, it looks like fade teams coming off great offensive home wins, 14% ROI over what is it, 700 bets. That'd be Niners plus 8.5. NFL underdogs away in division that failed to cover the week before. That's a 10.5% ROI. Why is it doing it like this? Yeah, it's not letting me sort too easily on this. Trent took minus 8.5. There we go. Niners plus 8.5. How we doing?
Perfect.
Love you, Trent. but making our job easy. So Niners plus 8.5. We need our revenge after that Bengals plus 7.5 disaster. We apologize for that, guys. That was shit read of the year. All we can do is try not to give a shit read like that again.
Exactly.
All right. So Niners plus 8.5. I will look into some of the touchdown stuff for the prop. Are we settled on quorum or?
I feel like we are.
Yeah. We can water it back down to 30. I know the lines come up a little bit, but
Do 30 plus, yeah.
Yeah, we can. I like if it's plus 400 instead of plus 500. It's the primetime parlay. It's not it by itself. Since the under is the play in the divisional matchup, do you like both kickers to go over 1.5 field goals? Probably. Trying to think if there's any defense. Yeah, I think I do.
You are the kicker expert.
I need to look into it a little bit more. I need to look at some of the stats. I'll do it. I'll check on that after I check on the touchdown stuff real quick. Dude, Seattle is not allowed a rushing touchdown yet this season. The only team in the NFL.
That's crazy.
75% of Rams opposing touchdowns have come through the air. 49ers, where do they rank? Oh, both of them have allowed 75% of touchdowns to come in the air. Rams ranked pretty similarly last season. Niners allowed a lot more on the ground. So I say let's target a 49ers pass catcher. Let's see where the targets are going to in these scenarios. Give me one more second. And then I'll check on the tight ends. Defense. We'll go 2025 and then we'll check 2024 as well. Yards to goal. I know my screen isn't shared on this tab, so bear with me for 1 second, guys. I promise. So 14th most targets outside. This is this season. 4th most to the slot. Second to last. Oh, they haven't allowed a single red zone target to a tight end, like with the offensive line. And I think 1 target to a running back. So we're looking at wide receivers mostly. Let me go to 2024 to see if we want to target more of the slot or more of the outside.
But what happens if CMC lines up in the slot?
Then that would be really great for CMC.
Because he does line up in the slot a decent amount.
Ooh. They allowed the 5th lowest slot target rate last season. This is odd. They still ranked about 14th, 13th to outside receivers. So maybe the outside is the way to go. Are we going to see DeMarcus Robinson masterclass? Niners haven't had a rushing touchdown yet. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Ooh, that's ugly. Well, CMC's odds has to be ridiculous, though, right?
They have to be ridiculous.
If it let's before I check, what's the number that we take him at? I'll say minus 150 or lower. We'll do CMC.
Yeah, I was gonna say minus 150, minus 160 would be like the highest, but I know it's gonna be higher than that. It's gonna be 2 something.
Oh, we're putting CMC in this bitch, bro. Plus 100?
Oh, perfect.
My ass. Plus 100. Oh my god, I've never felt. That's probably the easiest touchdown read we'll have. Even if it doesn't hit, CMC should never be plus 100 to score a touchdown. I'm sorry. Wow. Yeah, correlates well with the plus 9. Oh, we're at plus 9.5 now. Even better. And then Quorum rush yards. That puts us at Plus 506 on ESPN, plus 439 on FanDuel. DraftKings isn't giving us a quorum 29.5 line, but if you want to do DraftKings, you can get plus 525. ESPN, don't mind if I do. Put half a unit on it. If this game is ugly, quorum is scoring 2. They're using CMC Kyron in the short down distance plays as well is the only issue. But I don't entirely disagree. Let's hope they don't ask for verification on here. Let's go. And then where's the profit boost pack? Come on, ESPN, don't do me dirty. Yeah, I'll put the screen on here while I get this together. If anybody has players they want us to look into as well, let us know, and I can share my screen and research it on the screen right here as well. Dude, God, ESPN's such a shit show. The profit boost, like the promo, they left the picture of WNBA as the header of it. So I'm looking. I clicked on NFL. I'm looking. I'm like, I don't see it. And then I see 30 in the text. It says 30% football boost for the Rams-Niners game, but obviously it's not showing it properly.
Lots of people on B-Rob rushing yards. Yeah, I've seen that.
I've seen that. I don't know. Oh, no way. We need a fourth leg. All right, we need a fourth leg then.
Put our man Kyle in there.
Where is it? Oh, what I can do is I can just do. Oh, well, no, that doesn't work. I was going to say I could just put Brock Purdy for a passing touchdown, but CMC's not a normal receiver.
Yeah.
Can I do quorum 4 rush attempts or something? No, there's not even a quorum line. I can do CMC for 7 rush attempts.
I mean, you should get that.
You would think.
Should.
I'm trying to think of whatever is directly correlated with this. No, I don't want to do team total rushing touchdowns because then if CMC passes it, that hurts us.
Yeah.
CMC 7 rush attempts. $50 wins $331.
I think Tongas will see any action tonight. Yeah, we was talking about that earlier. I think his line is pretty fair where it's at.
Books have definitely caught up on him.
Yeah. But I think he'll get some decent usage. But yeah, 29 at 30.5, yeah.
And I can pull him up on the screen as well. Here it is.
Wait, prop plug. Which prop are you talking about?
Juice. Kyle Hughes.
Oh, Juice. Oh, yeah.
All right. Before I pull up the Tongs research, here is the parlay plus 663 on ESPN. Make sure you lock that in. Quorum rushing yards. CMC touchdown. Niners spread. CMC 7 rush attempts just because we needed a fourth leg to get the boost. And now let's get to Tongs. And I'll put that back on the screen in a second as well. Let me pull up to players. This is the website. If anybody wants to access this website, just shoot me a DM on Twitter and I will get you the link. Let me go to tight end. Tongs. But yeah, this is basically what I've been using all offseason. How much is the website? So the testing plan, there's a free plan that just has this section and this section and this section. It's basically the same as props.cash and outlier and all that stuff for now. And then these coverage and opposition stats that pretty much no other site has. will those come out to $50 a month right now. But we're still testing the price of it before we do like a full release. But obviously, you guys, loyal faithfuls right here, you guys get early access to it. And if, let's say we do it at 50 right now, let's say we decide we need to raise it later because like whatever our margins, the price for the data and all that stuff, you guys will be grandfathered into 50. So don't worry about that. And then if we lower it, obviously we'll adjust the plan for you as well going forward. But back to Quorum. So line is at 29.5. This is game log this season so far. We're working on adding snaps and routes as a possible filter, but you can see his targets. Is this correct, JJ, or is this a bug in the site?
Let me check real
Jake
quick.
log. No, that's correct. 5-3, 5-3. The repeating numbers threw me off, but 3 targets in each game. The 2 games he went under, he only had 3. The 2 games he went under, he had 5. The site is projecting 17.9 yards, 1.99 receptions for him here. I'm not sure if this updated after everybody was ruled out or not. I need to check on that in the back end, and I can let you guys know. But that's what we're looking at. If we want to look at coverages, we can see, or let me go to coverages here. We can see that the Rams are running a lot of cover 3. Number 28 means they're running it the 5th most. Like 28th is like 30. Number 32 is most favorable, for example, when you look at opposition stats, for example. So in this sense, it means they're running it the 5th most. So if we want to filter for games where they're facing a lot of cover 3, you can see that the 2 games he went under, whereas against teams that were running less cover 3, the 2 games he soared over were against teams where they were running more cover 3. So that works to his advantage if you want to take the over. If we want to look at opposition stats, they're not allowing a lot of yards after reception. So against teams that are below average in yards after reception, or really just so hold on, which team gets filtered out? New Orleans allows a lot of yards after the reception. So if you remove them, he's only over in 1 of 2. If we check, what else can we play around with? We mentioned, the Rams also play light boxes. And the only game he's had against a team that runs a lot of light boxes, which is Jacksonville, he had 56 receiving yards. So I'd say with this data, it would lean his over. But like I said, I think the line's already sniffing a little too high for my liking. Mac Jones, 200 yards. Let's check on that for you guys. Passing yards, and we're looking at 200. So, in the 2 games so far this season, let me make sure it's, in the 2 games so far this season, 284 and 279 passing yards. Like I said, in both those games, they were plus 10% in pass rate over expected. And then if we want to look at cover, well, let me go back to 2024. Still be more of a sample size. Obviously, a different team, so take that with a grain of salt while we look at this, but gives you an idea. So let me go to pass attempts. Let me get rid of these 2 games. Let me even get rid of this Minnesota game. So we'll do 25 plus pass attempts. Would we say that's a good floor for him, JJ, or do you think there's a chance he goes under that?
I think that's a good floor.
All right, so 25 pass attempts. He had 200 plus yards in every game except 1 against Detroit. 225, in fact, in every single one of these. So going back to last season, he has 225 yards or more in 7 of 8 games dating back to last season. Again, different team. But if we want to look at yards after reception, doesn't really, there's nothing concerning that shows when we switch out for that being strong on the Rams end. If we want to look at coverages, again, we can check cover 3. I mean, there's nothing going to be concerning when you look at the fact that the Detroit game. The only thing I would say is it seems like filtering for teams that run a lot more cover 3 is filtered out a lot of the bigger games. This 294 game, and then I think the 247 is still there. So 200 plus is definitely still low. What's it? Was that an alt line or is that his actual line?
No, it has to be an alt line.
So yeah, I'm looking through all this. I'm like, this is like he's killing 213.5 though. That's still low too. DK is actually way off the mark. Every other book is 218 to 223, and DK is hanging a 213.5 line. That's not bad either.
Yeah.
Is this website gonna have NBA in time for the season? I don't know if it'll be ready for day one, but I think like this week we're starting to build out the NBA side. So if it's not ready for day one, it'll be ready pretty soon after NBA starts. B-Rob rush yards. What's your thoughts? I think it's gonna hit. I do think it's gonna hit. I'm not nearly as confident as everybody else. I think there's a lot more with the pass rate expected being so much higher, and with the fact that I don't trust this Niners offensive line much. I'm not exactly screaming from the rooftops for a big Brian Robinson game here. Rushing attempts. So far he's had 9, 5, 2, and 5. If you guys haven't noticed this, for right now, this reads backwards. I think we're going to fix this before we really go live, but the most recent game is on the left-hand side for now. Just while you look at it with us here, I wanted to let you guys know. But that should be fixed because it feels like the standard for most other sites is the other way around. But regardless, how many rush attempts would you project him for here, JJ?
I'd probably say somewhere around 5, 6.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. The 2 Mac Jones games, he only had 6 and 2 attempts. I have a feeling if Mac Jones is in there, they want more CMC. I feel like they trust Brock Purdy to do more with less. But if Mac Jones is in there, I think they're going to want CMC in there. Not as a crutch, but as a like, hey, we're not asking you to do any more than you should.
And he's not really in on obvious passing situations. So
Yeah.
if they do end up trailing by a lot early on, he's probably not gonna be on the field that much. You want CMC out there.
And like, dude, I'm looking too. In week 3 and 4, he combined for 13 snaps. Not rush attempts, snaps. I understand he's not going to be on the field for a lot of passing downs. But if you're only putting a guy in for rushing downs, you can't disguise any offense. And we know Shanahan's offense is not that straightforward for defenses to be able to predict what's happening. So it's I don't like it. I feel like the only thing you have going for you at this point is that it's a short week and they don't want to overuse CMC. But
I don't think they got a choice.
I was about that, and like we've seen this movie before. No way Shanahan keeps overusing CMC. And it's like, oh, what do you know? Shanahan's using CMC for 28 touches again. It's just, yeah. It's not like this isn't a rerun. Do we trust the 49ers fullback for receiving yards, Kyle Juszczyk? I do. Now that I'm sharing the screen, I can pull up the Juszczyk stats I was talking about. Let's see if the site has him listed as a tight end or fullback. I have him as a fullback. Damn, I got excited. All right, so receiving yards, his line's at 9.5. If I look at games without Kittle, so this season he's 1 of 2. Again, one of those. This was the concussion game. Then he only had 1. Then 32 against Jacksonville. See, nothing in. There was 2 games in 2024. He had 6 and 12 yards. In 2023, nothing. 2022 might have been the year I think I was looking at. Let me check one thing as well. So 2 games with 0 in 2023 as well. I don't remember what I was looking at earlier this season when I bet on him then. There was something. I remember it. 11 and 35 in 2021. I got to trust the routes. What's up, CJ? How we doing?
That's good.
Oh, 2020, there was a lot of games. 25, 15, 6, 24, 0, 4, 7, 8, or 6 receiving yards. Do any of the running backs get a touchdown? We just locked in this slip, so we need CMC to get a touchdown. Outside of that, I kind of just feel like it's going to be all passing touchdowns. Like what part of the reason we took CMC is like he could do it either way, and he was plus 100, which was absolutely shocking to me. Still shocking to me. Good man, just on the clock, getting paid to watch the stream. Hey, that's what we're here for. Hope we're making the workday a little bit easier for you. Locked in the parlay. Let's cash out. Let's do it, man. I'm excited. Dude, we've gotten absolutely hosed on some of these parlays so far. That last one, the Bengals one, was bad. Like, obviously, I'm not gonna chirp and complain about that one.
Well, we've been really good at picking touchdowns, though.
Oh yeah, bro. One of my boys texted me. I'm in a fantasy football league with, and he hit like 3 touchdown bets in a row because of us. He's like, and I took Ferguson at plus 225 or whatever. And I'm like, dude, that's actually kind of fire because we haven't hit one yet. But this is, again, to the people who are new this year, this happened last year. I think it was 8 weeks last season. Again, we've only had like 3 or 4 since I was traveling so far. But last year, the first like 8 weeks of the season, it was just perfect reads that weren't going our way. And then after week 8, I was surprised when we didn't hit. It felt like every single one, it was money, money, money. The Packers one, I would say the Packers one was also fairly bad. We hit the Ferguson touchdown score, but then the Jordan Love completions and Packers money line neither hit. And then the one before that, the Seahawks one, we got Benson was like 3 yards away, but then we got screwed on the Kenneth Walker touchdown. The Lions one, we needed 7 receiving yards from J-Mo. He had 43 on the first drive, and then we somehow still missed. The Chiefs one, we needed a Pacheco touchdown, and they gave it to Hunt at the 1 yard line. Buccaneers one. What did we miss? Oh, Texans money line. That was one. We lost that one in like bad fashion too. What happened?
I don't remember.
Was it the CJ Stroud pass attempts? Did we lose that one?
It was CJ.
Yeah, it was CJ. And then those are the only ones that I can see on the Twitter page right now. But it feels a lot better than it does when you're just like, we missed a parlay.
Yeah.
We're there. We're knocking on the door. I feel good about it. I banked from the last stream. There we go. That's what we need. That's what we want to see, Alex. But yeah, before we sign off, to everybody, make sure you like, subscribe, whether you're on Twitch or YouTube. We appreciate any sort of love and engagement you guys can give to us. Again, we're trying to build this up as much as possible. The more we can build this up, the more we are able to do for you guys. Other than that, take care. We're going to keep doing these. We're going to keep making more parlays. So we'll see you guys on the next one. JJ, any last words before we sign off?
Let's hit a fucking parlay today.
Let's do it. We need some energy. All right. Have a great night, everybody. Let's make some money, and we'll see you guys on the next stream.